Now, BMW had a plan today. After the start, Luc Alphon would wait for 4 minutes or so for Grégoire de Mévius to catch up. De Mévius starting the day in 3rd place overall. And at first the plan worked, with Alphon and co-driver Matthew Stevenson on hand to help de Mévius when he got stuck. But once clear of the sand trap, de Mévius bolted and Alphon lost him. De Mévius obviously taking a slightly different track, and he paid the price. Hitting a stone, very, very heavy, a rock more like, and as a result he damaged the steering, and we're still waiting for him to be rowed back to the bivouac tonight. Merli says there were some tracks, arrived too fast. There was a white rock on a very white background. We didn't see it. And they've gone and pushed the steering rack back around 5 centimetres, around 2 inches. As you can see, he's absolutely distraught. We were there quickly after the incident. Very, very close to tears, de Mévius. Can you repair it? No, he says. Well, he finally arrived. 63rd, is now 15th overall, so not out of it. This man nearly was. Whoa, look at that. Peder Hansel getting very, very untidy today. Peder Hansel and Matsuoka, as fast as ever they were through this dramatic scenery. But it just goes to show you a momentary lapse of concentration, and it can be all over very, very quickly indeed. Peder Hansel, a lucky man, and taking the day's stage ahead of this man, Matsuoka, who throttled back a bit. Peder Hansel, winner today, 7 minutes and 46 ahead of his teammate. His teammate bouncing for joy as well. Jean-Pierre Fontenay on the more standard Mitsubishi Pajero, 3rd place on the special. 16 minutes and 45 adrift. Fontenay moves up to 3rd place overall, but remains 2 minutes and 2 hours, I should say, and 25 off the pace. Alphon and Stevenson able to give it some full throttle. The dunes, well, they were nice and relaxed in places. The rocky stuff, though, was there to catch some out when it came. You saw the bikers in action. The cars, they also had a difficult period going over some of those rocky pecs. Ari Vatanen chucking it about, absolutely adores driving. It's his life and his passion, and you can see it in action. Said he'd gone a little bit too fast today, picked up a puncture. He said, hands up, it was my fault. 8th on the stage, 8th overall, Vatanen. Thierry Delavan in the Nissan pickup. Watch this. Shall we? Shan't we? Oh, we're going to have to go for it. Ooh, dear, dear, dear. Could well have caused some terrible damage underneath there. Got away with it. Well, I tell you what, there was another little ridge, and they thought a lot better of it this time. This time, we're going to take a look. Gingerly does it. How different was that? A near shock, near problems. They got away with it. Finishes the stage 14th, 12th overall. Moving up 6 places. This man, dear oh dear. The Schlesser buggies have not had the best run under Ford power this year. Jose Maria Servia on top of the dune, waiting for assistance. On his way home with the boss. Jutta Kleinschmidt, 9th on the stage, up 2 places. But of course, now in 9th spot. Belmondo getting himself stuck on a dune. They finished 28th, remained 20th overall. Kyo Katayama. Oops.
So sorry for mechanics and team staff.
Sorry to everyone. The car pulled over, yanked over, and too full of sand in all the various bits and pieces to carry up. Well, Katayama climbed Everest in the summer, has run 2 marathons. He's an action man, to be sure. but they decided to take things a little bit more slowly and just wait for some assistance.
Ah, très bien. Bon ben voilà.
Lunchtime. So the results of the day look pretty familiar. Peter Hansel beating Matsuoka by 7 minutes and 46. It could have been a different story if he hadn't held on as he was on two wheels. Fontenay in third place ahead of Biasion overall, but Peter Hansel leads Matsuoka by 24 minutes and 18. They're just flying those Mitsubishi Evos. Well, he kept it on the ground, thank goodness. But it was a close one, wasn't it? Oh, we started flat out. 16 minutes advantage isn't enough, so we wanted to attack. And we were caught by a few traps, flew over some dunes and some jumps, hit 2 or 3 stones, but we found a balance, he says. Well, he did well. Luc Alphonse coming in, unlike his teammate, at least not for a couple of hours. Well, he says we stayed all day with Demevius, but after he got stuck, we towed him out, and then he just blasted off ahead, and we lost him. We never saw him, and we stopped another time to wait for him, but in the dust we just couldn't see him. And we thought he was out in front, but apparently he's not. And well, we were here for him.
Oh non. Tu veux qu'on est là exprès pour ça?
Just finding out that his teammate had blown it.
Heute ist es bei uns super, super gut gelaufen.
Andrea Meyer on a Mitsubishi Pajero this year. She said today everything went very well. First of all, the countryside was beautiful, and then we finally finished better than any day before, 16th. And overall up to 21st position. I'm feeling great, she says, since a couple of days. The atmosphere is very good. Everything is perfect with Francois, and now I understand the most important words in French. So also communication is getting better and better between us. There have been some problems at the beginning, plenty of questions. I wasn't satisfied with my performance, but now everything's working much better, and we don't have any problems anymore. It's fun. Every day, she says, I learn something new. The Dakar in a car is a new challenge. And she says, I'm extremely happy about the way everything is going. So is Stefan Peter Hansel, putting a lot of clear water between himself and even his teammate. Taking a look at the equipment, the reflation systems that exist on the Dakar, and there's a number of them. Well, inflating and deflating tyres is everything when driving over soft, hot sand. The air may be free, but the manufacturers treat it as if it's gold. Tyre's too hard, it'll just cut straight into the sand. Look at this. Perfect example of it, just driving straight through there. Soften it up a little bit, you get a wider footprint, and there was always a clue from Mother Nature. Well, various systems exist to alter the pressures. Of course, a harder tyre goes better on the flat, a softer one through the dunes. Stefan Enrad says we've got a system only at the rear because we're wheel drive only. And he said the controls are in the car, very simple. It's manual, as you can see. Pressure on each tyre is shown on the dials. 2 air reservoirs are under the seats. And this arrives through a line into a floating valve, which is half inside the hub and half outside. From the valve, the air then goes into the tyre. Et voilà. So being able to change the pressure up or down as you go, depending on whether it's hard or soft, fast or slow. Mitsubishi, they've got a slightly different system. Well, the air arrives inside the upright and then goes through the wheel bearing, where it gets into the wheel and into the tyre. Now there's the little valve that links it. Well, BMW, as you'd expect, have an even different system which takes the air from the hub, just as Mitsubishi do, but then it's routed through a 4mm hole inside one of the wheel spokes to the tyre itself. However, due to the porous nature of magnesium, sometimes the air leaks through the metal, but due to stringent quality control, of course, BMW